everyone, I'm the Vacuuminator.
I'm Buster.
And this week in Toku, we're going to be discussing the passing of an icon, some premium Bandai bullshit, and the weirdest writer ending since decade. But before all that, Buster, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty okay. I'm chilling, I'm vibing. Nothing really too big happened, good or bad. I'm just kind of rolling through, writing scripts, seeing how the big Heisei 3-hour video is doing.
That came out. How about that?
Yeah, it's at 600 views right now. I think I might have accidentally counter-programmed it with something. Oh, it's actually almost at 700. I think I accidentally counter-programmed it with the first of the Modular Summit content, but then what you gonna do?
We counter-programmed the fuck out of each other that day, because last Wednesday, the Modular Summit drive-down vlog came out, your fucking Heisei compilation came out, and a new Gateway to Geats came out. Yeah, so it was just a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, everyone who, cares watched, at least two of them. I'm pretty sure, not a lot of the regulars watched the Heisei Comp, because I've already seen this, so, yeah. But, you should watch it. I added some new content in there, specifically, some new guest segments, so, go check them out.
I wonder who those fuckers could be.
Yeah, people from Twitter and YouTube.
Twitter and YouTube, the two greatest places on the internet.
Ah! Speaking of, follow us on those platforms. And other things. We just opened the Tumblr too, because Tumblr is actually pretty based.
Yeah, we've all gotten back into Tumblr. It's 2014 all over again. So go follow Modular at tumblr.com/modularmedia. I don't think there's anything more special than that to it.
Yeah.
It
was?
But okay. I was waiting for you to ask me how I've been doing. That's usually what we do.
I thought. Oh, dang it! Oh, I forgot to ask. How? I thought we were already at the plugging. That's why I about news.
No, I usually segue into the plugging, so you completely screwed me up there.
Oh, sorry.
This is the point where if this was no prize, I'd be yelling live, everybody.
How's your day, Mr. Vac? I know you've been in a quote-unquote strange mood, according to Twitter.
I've been in a rare mood, is what I've fucking been in. Oh boy, life's coming at me, and I'm coming at life. I'm gonna come all over it, and then I'm gonna fucking drown it in things and fluids, and I'm gonna kick it in the face. And I'm having a time. I'm upset, people. I've had all I can stands, and I can stands no more. There's gonna be hooting and hollering later.
About what?
Several news, and I don't outright dislike any of them, but I have problems with everything I watched this week.
Ooh. That's interesting. Let's move on to news with a
first off, like, comment, subscribe to Modular Media.
Yeah, that too.
All right. We're getting into news. It's news time, everybody. Our top story. This just came out last night. Sadly, the singer Ichiro Mizuki passed away at the age of 74 due to a lung cancer. And this happened actually last week, but it was just last night reported. If you're not aware, and I really don't know how you can be, this man is one of the most prolific singers in all of anime and tokusatsu. He has done shit tons of openings and inserts for both the Toei and the Tsuburaya shows. He's probably done a few different anime songs you've heard before in your life. This man was like a god of media-related music in Japan. He was one of the lead people behind Project R, and unfortunately he's no longer with us, but he leaves behind a massive discography that is definitely worth checking out if you haven't already.
Yeah. This actually kind of hurt because he played Voice Luger Gold, and I'm working on a video on Voice Luger, so I kind of I was gonna work on it today, but I feel in respect, I took off the work on that. But he sung that show's theme song. He was a big part of that show, and he sung one of the best Showa Kamen Rider themes, but just a lot of Showa, he sung Stronger X and my personal favorite, Black RX. That's a beautiful theme, and he's done a lot of super.
That's a song I listen to at the gym almost every time I go. Holy shit!
He has amazing vocal range. He's done a lot of songs specifically for the Mazinger Z franchise, which is a franchise I've always wanted to get into. Yeah, he leaves some beautiful songs behind, and like people love the. He leaves a impactful legacy behind, and I hope his family is doing well and he is resting well.
Yeah. Hopefully his work and his legacy will continue to live on into the
Yeah.
years. But let's move away from the sadness a little bit and move into a little bit of hype because hey, tickets are now on sale for the Fathom event for Shin Ultraman. And I believe they're just regular Fathom event price, which is like $17 to $20 depending on where you're at. I have not bought mine yet. I did actually get a little Christmas bonus from work today, so I might go ahead and buy them when we're done recording. But I gotta check my budget first. I might end up waiting until next month's paycheck. We'll see what's going on. But I'm definitely gonna grab tickets as soon as I can. And if you haven't grabbed tickets yet, now is definitely the time to go ahead and get it all reserved and worked out. Get yourself a nice seat.
Yeah, let me check if like where nearby. Yeah,
I did check. There's a showing at the theater that's like 10 minutes from me.
Ooh, my local theater is doing 2 showings on January 11th, and like so that's nice.
You lucky bugger.
Yeah, they're doing 2 showings on both days, so yeah. Yeah, I guess there's a high demand for it that they just decided to let's double book this. Yeah.
I mean, you do live kind of close to a major city.
Yeah, I do. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna wait for the day of because like Phantom events don't typically sell out near me. So, like, yeah, I know, like it's like we got like a month before the showing. It's literally a month because we're recording this on the 12th and January 12th, and the showings happen. So, like, I think I can wait a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still not sure if sub or dub. Freaking, maybe I'll hold a poll because I already saw it.
I'm definitely going sub just because I know I'll get mad at the dub by 10 minutes in, and I don't want to have that happen with this movie.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't seen it subbed in the theater. But I'm just like want to see it, but like also like the sub most likely was like gonna have like a better crowd. Where like I'm just that whole debacle in my head. Maybe I'll see it both days if I feel crazy. We'll see.
Yeah, it all depends on stuff. But hey, let's get into Kamen Rider news. And our first bit of Kamen Rider news is something that's absolutely fucking buck wild.
Yeah.
So Masked Rider is a thing that people like for some reason. It's mostly ironic. I know these people. But just recently on eBay, the fucking screen-used prop of Ferbus's head came up, and it doesn't look like it's in terrible condition, but it's missing the eyes, and there's definitely a little bit of suit deterioration. And probably like the 4 biggest Masked Rider fans on the internet that I know of all got together and co-bought it and are planning to completely restore the suit. That's Zarin Zephyr, Speed Racer Flubber, Daniel Adkins, and the Next Decade. This is just insane.
Yeah, I guess. Good luck on the hustle mates.
I don't know what they plan to do if it is the thing. That's gonna be who's actually going to display it in their house? Who's going to have that thing next to their fireplace?
I mean, this is actually where I learned that Speed Racer Flubber's profile picture is actually like he's not just holding a typical Black RX morpher. He's holding the Masked Rider like prop for the.
Yeah, Speed Racer Flubber is the biggest Masked Rider fan I know of. Like I found out people ironically like that show through him back when he was on Dan's Toku rants.
I mean, like, he's kind of, like, done, like, a bit more, like, historical reflection on it, which I find very interesting, of, like, this is part of, like, a Western push back in the 90s that, like, failed miserably, but, like, it's an interesting way of a Western push, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, it seems like there's a couple people out there on the internet in the Toku fandom who just, like, there's at least one person that hyperfixates on each one of those 90s Saban, not Power Rangers Toku shows. Like, you have Speed Racer Flubber for Masked Rider, you got Rider Jetfire for VR Troopers. Oh man, who's the Mystic Knights of Tir Na Nog guy? I want to meet him.
Well, there's not really any, like, high-quality rips of that show. I mean, I know Masked Rider doesn't have high-quality rips either, but also, I've seen the Mystic Knights rips. They look way worse than Mask Rider rips.
Yeah, honestly, part of the reason I still haven't checked out Mystic Knights, even though I'm pretty sure it's up my alley, is the fact that there's no good quality rips of it.
Yeah, so someone break into whoever still owns it. I don't know if Hasbro owns it. Just whoever.
I'm
like,
I'm willing to bet it's in a Disney warehouse somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, Disney bought everything Saban Entertainment or everything Fox Kids because they just wanted Power Rangers. And then Saban just bought back Power Rangers from them, and now Hasbro owns
Well, he also
Power
bought
Rangers.
back Digimon. He also bought back like some Digimon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because he did the Digimon Fusion dub.
But Hasbro doesn't have the rights to Digimon at the moment. Who?
Yeah.
Is Digimon
Bandai.
just back with Bandai?
Yeah, it's back with Bandai.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like Bandai's Western branch has been like releasing Tamagotchi and doing
So
anyway.
we need to have a little powwow with Bob Iger and be like, hey man, priority one, fucking make people shut up about how bad the last phase of the MCU was. Priority 2, get us good quality rips of Mystic Knights of Tir Nanog.
Priority 3, put the freaking Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go rips in widescreen on Disney Plus. Why are they in 4x3? The show can be seen in widescreen. What's going on?
Priority 4, put Buzz Lightyear of Star Command on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
Priority 5, stop saying first gay insert adjective here character in front of everything you make.
Yeah. Alright, I think we got all the priorities.
Yeah, okay. Alright, let's move into actual rider news, because fucking Premium Bandai is at it again, folks. Complete Selection Modification Kamen Rider Kabuto Zector version 1.5 has been announced. From what I can tell here, this is basically the exact same thing as version 1, but the paint is slightly better.
This is like
slightly.
Elaborate Ryu. It's a elaborate Ryu, which like I don't mind that idea where it's like, oh, we can do a reissue, but we can like do little things, like just use a little of our budget, enhance it to make it feel a little special. Like,
I mean, fair enough. I know people love the Kabuto Zectors, not just Kabutos, but all the Zectors in that show are like some of the most popular rider toys ever. But like, it just seems a little bit money grubby to throw this same mold out with barely a change and call it a new version.
Yeah, I could see that, but like, yeah, especially for like people who like might get fooled into thinking they need it, when they already have the original one. Just freaking do the other Zectors for God's sake. I don't think they've done CSMs of like the B.
They did Attack CSM.
Oh, okay. Well, like I'm talking about like not Gatak and Kabuto I get, but like what about Kickhopper and the freaking Sword? Because especially now that they're doing like CS like the Sword replicas, do the Sword Zector. Like,
what about the B? The B is a super cool one.
Yeah. I said the B. Like,
no, you didn't say, you said Kickhopper and then you went straight to Sword.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
But hey, if you're in America and you want that, Team Rider's going to be releasing it as well. I don't know who exactly through. Probably one of Bandai's sites. Probably you can get this on BBTS and maybe Amazon too. But like, wow, that sure is a cool fucking Beetle-themed belt. Sure would be cool if I had context for what the fuck it is. Like, I don't know, maybe a subtitled television show streaming on YouTube.com or something?
Well, we'll rant about this more when we get to the other Premium Bandai shit of the week.
Yeah. Which is happening in just a minute, because I forgot about this. Thanks to magazine scans, hey... do you want to know what Geats would look like if he put on Saber-themed armor?
That's neat. I like it.
Yeah, there it is. Look at that. It's fine.
It's neat.
Honestly, the Geats Legend Rider forms, and the Legend Rider forms are never, like, particularly amazing, but the Geats Legend Rider forms have been, like, particularly underwhelming to me. They just look like very basic armor.
Well, like, I think that that appeals to me, because, like, it's not over designed in my opinion. It's just like kind of what I want. Like it feels practical. Like if this could actually exist, if they're gonna actually make this suit, it feels more practical. Like if they're gonna do like a Blitz Toei Tokusatsu fan club special, hey, here's Geats using a bunch of legend forms. I can see this being used and some cool effects being used. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah, although I do understand, like, a bit more elaboration, especially with, like, X8 and, like, it was X8 and Ghost, and then Bill just recycled the suits with that one.
Yeah. I would like to see, like, if there's a pants mode for Saber, I hope he gets the skirt pieces. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
But anyway, let's get back to stupid shit. Because hey, there was a new Kamen Rider in this week's episode of Geats. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but right now we're going to talk about his belt. The DX Vision driver got announced, and it's another big stupid LED belt that's premium Bandai exclusive.
It's cool, but also no, stop this. Stop.
It also like barely uses the established gimmick of the line. Like you can use raised buckles with it, but it just kind of has like a very standard sound, and the raised buckles don't even stay attached, it looks like.
Yeah, this is because it's supposed to be like you're hacking into from what this week's episode. There's that. But like I liked this belt. I just hate that, like, this should have been like a movie belt. Or at least way down, like the final villain's belt. This shouldn't have been like this early in the show, in my opinion. Because this is concerningly falling under Revice traps. Because this technically the second premium Bandai belt. Or well, no, the buckle was just the Jamato buckle that was premium Bandai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
this thing is a fucking $100 USD.
Yeah, it's a big boy. It's like the Demon's driver of this. I guess the Demon's driver was a hit, so they decided to use...
I guess this is like their new fucking toy formula, is you have one belt and it just has a shit zillion gimmick items, and then all the other belts are premium Bandai, because you just want the kids to buy the main belt.
Well, I
don't like that.
Yeah, it is like better implemented than Revice, because Revice they all use the stamps, but like it seems like this is using its own unique gimmick, while Revice, like from the hacks we've seen of people doing of the belt, still has a lot of like belt gimmick items to go. So I think it's better handled than Revice so far, especially because the one belt can be used for various characters. But also, like, it's still a bit like, this is concerning.
Yeah. But that's not even the worst thing about this belt, because this belt is also being released stateside by Team Rider. They've got like a whole little press release and everything ready to go for it. And I saw this, and literally the first thing that popped into my mind was like, wow, that's really cool. $100 collectible I can buy here in America. Sure would be great if I could watch the show for it. Like, we've gone on this rant several times on the show before, I know. But, like, I got really fucking worked up about it today. I did a whole fucking thread when somebody tried to fucking at me about it. Because I don't understand the point of Team Rider releasing shit like this. Like, if you're gonna release 01 items, or fucking Kuga or Ryuki, or Black, now, that makes sense. We have those shows. But, like, we don't even have the first episode of Geats on the Toei Tokusatsu Fan Club YouTube. It's not... You can't find this shit over here unless you know how to find it. And I know these days it is not incredibly hard to find sub-tokusatsu. But to your average Joe, it is. Like, I don't know if any of you have tried to get a friend into Kamen Rider lately, but it's a fucking bitch and a huge ask to explain to them, like, no, you gotta go to this site, you gotta get this torrenting client, you gotta do this thing, you gotta watch this Twitter account. Like, nobody has time for that. People want to just open up a streaming service and bam, there it is. People just want to log on to youtube.com/Ultraman and there's the new fucking episode, and that works great. They throw ads over that, they make extra money from it. But for some reason, Toei is too fucking thick to do that with Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. And I can kind of get why they don't do it with Super Sentai. There's probably a conflict of interest with Hasbro there. But not doing it with Kamen Rider at this point, when we have Team Rider going out of their fucking way to release shit like this and get American comics based on recent Kamen Rider seasons made, is just ridiculous and stupid. I am fucking fed up with seeing these announcements and being like, who is this for? All this is gonna do is get sold to the people who would have imported it anyway for probably the same-ish amount of money, and maybe shelf warm at a GameStop. Like, and people go like, oh, it's to raise awareness, it's to get people interested in Kamen Rider. Who the fuck is that done that for? I haven't met a single goddamn person in the last couple of years who has gotten into Kamen Rider because Team Rider exists. All I ever see at their fucking meetups is the same 20 Kamen Rider fans I've seen on Twitter, Tumblr, and whatever other fucking social media there is for the last 10 years I've been into it. This is not doing anything to advance the franchise. And the reason I bug them every single time there is a new release announcement to get the show simulcast or get the fucking show that they're releasing an older toy for on a DVD or some shit is because that is the only way you're going to reach people. The only way you are going to reach people is if you can say, go to youtube.com/Kamen Rider and watch the new episodes, or go to Shout Factory's website and watch the new episodes, or here's this fucking Blu-ray set, you can take it home and watch the episodes at your leisure. That's the only way this shit is gonna work. So don't fucking at me when I at Team Rider about getting the show simulcast and say, oh, they have literally no power over that. Fucking like Toei. They are the only people who have power to affect that besides Toei themselves. I'm upset. I knocked over a bunch of figures knocking on my desk. God damn it.
Okay, you cleaned that up while guys, like, freaking, I don't care if you can't do anything about it. Why are you here then? Like, why are you here? Like, it feels like ego stroking. It feels like illusion of to me. That's what those things.
And here's the thing, I'm not even mad at, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm not even mad at Team Rider themselves. I know they're passionate. I know they like Kamen Rider. I know they're just trying to help. But they're not really helping in the way that they say they are. That's my problem.
Ugh, man, this whole situation is draining.
Yeah, this has been like half the shit I've been thinking and talking about today is the reason I had to go off there.
That's fine. Anyway,
it was either this or I was going to have a massive fucking rant about a Transformers figure in the middle of this podcast.
I mean, one is better than the other. Anyway, on to good Kamen Rider news. Hey, the Ryuki guys are back.
Hey, look at that. They actually got those face actors back. They're gonna be in Battle Royale after all, and frickin' Ryuki himself has the goofiest looking bubble jacket I've ever seen in my life.
He had that in Geo. Why are you fixating on that now?
I haven't seen his appearance in Geo in a long time, dude. I forgot about that shit.
Oh.
It's just hilarious to me that Knight and Oja are wearing their same ass clothes from 15 years ago. And here's Ryuki with a big bubble jacket that he looks like he forgot to take off before they started filming.
Well, I mean, again, he had that Geo, and also, like, it's kind of similar. It's just like basically a new jacket for, like, because he had like a light blue jacket, and so it's basically like he just upgraded jackets between. Also, in this picture, we see of them doing the transformation pose. That's the Ryuga deck. Shinji's actor is holding.
Oh no!
What's going on there, mate? I mean, we already know Ryuga's in the movie. But why is Ryuga are they just, like, all standing next to each other? I don't know. This movie's kind of looking a bit bloated right now, not gonna lie.
This movie is either going to be the most insanely fun clusterfuck ever, or the most insanely infuriating clusterfuck ever.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
But hey, Satoshi Matsuda, Ren Kamen Rider Knight, he seems real happy to be back. He's posted a ton of shit to social media in the last couple days.
Yeah, happy for him. Ren's a pretty cool character.
He even went and got back on his old bike.
Yeah. So, man, this movie's either gonna have to be longer than the average crossover movie, or frickin', like, they're gonna have to do some real good pacing, or, like, frickin', like, do old movie war, split this apart.
Dude, this is gonna be fucking dinosaur crossover movie Sentai pacing. You know it.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna 100% be that pacing. But at least we'll get some cool action.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do like that movie, but that movie is way too fast for its own good.
Yeah, it's like plot points get like resolved in, like,
except for like the 10 minutes where the Kyoryugers become evil.
I feel like that went way by too fast. That was kind of lame, not gonna lie. I was like, why are you doing this? You already have other things to do in that movie. Why are we doing this for 10 minutes? Oh, whatever.
All right, let's get into Sentai news. Starting off, Ryo Saguchi. Okay. Who played Stacy in Zenkaiger has left his agency, which is LIBERA. If you don't remember, LIBERA is the agency that Yui Asakura was having a ton of problems with earlier this year that also involved Ryu. Is it Ryu or Ryu?
Ryu, I think. Ryu,
Make up your
Ryu.
mind, Buster.
It's with it ends with an O. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. They've been friends for a while, and there was a whole kerfuffle where she had a stalker incident, and he came to comfort her, and people were going crazy and bugging them and being like, "Oh my God, are you two dating?" And the agency did nothing to protect them about it, and both of them got pretty upset about it. Obviously, Yui got out of her contract as fast as she fucking could, and good on her for that. I'm still on her side about all that shit.
Yeah.
But it seems like Ryu decided to wait out his contract. And he doesn't say he wants to leave acting or anything like that. He's just going to move forward without LIBERA. So it's possible we could still see him in future Sentai stuff. But I'm not going to...
Don Brothers, Zenkaiger, like...
Yeah.
But
so
like,
that'll happen.
Even then, I just hope, even besides outside of Tokusatsu, I hope he has a good career because he was great as in that show. So I hope his range could land him some cool projects down the road, and I wish him the best.
Yeah, and that is all the Sentai news this week. So we're going to go ahead and move into some Power Rangers news. First off, an account called Morphin Museum, who I think we've talked about once or twice before. They recently got a hold of a bunch of tapes of production footage for Power Rangers Wild Force, including lost footage from Forever Red of a few deleted scenes, and they posted a clip online, and you can check it out. It's basically just like a little interstitial bit of them getting into space and Cole being like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm in space," but it's still new footage of those actors, and that's cool to see, and they said they're going to clean the footage up and post more when they can.
Yeah. So I'm very interested to see what are they cooking.
Yeah. Getting into a little bit of toy news. Living Ranger Key Lightning Fig PR, Josh, has recently found out through his sources that the leaked Tango Warrior 2-pack is still happening. This was leaked way back at the start of the year, and we thought it would be coming out like sometime in the summer, but then it just disappeared. And we didn't hear anything about it for a very long time. But apparently it's just cropped back up with the same release date as the Alien Ranger 5-pack. So this could be possibly getting announced pretty soon.
Yeah, but maybe a fan first event is in order? I don't know.
Potentially. I don't know. Marvel Legends just had their last one of the year.
Well, like, I mean, next month, at least.
Yeah. I'd be down for a January event. Could we get one, like, either a couple days before or the day after my birthday? That'd be neat.
Yeah. Probably they're waiting on some, like, finalized Cosmic Fury stuff, because, I mean, we could just jump into this and skip around.
Oh, that would be so good if we got, like, a fan stream that had the first proper trailer in it, too.
Yeah, because that show, like, if they skipped around...
Yeah.
That finished wrapping...
yeah, they had the wrap party, like, just this week, so...
Yeah, so they'll probably reveal the final suit soon.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter's gonna be a mess about it, but who the frick cares? I'm excited.
I love how everybody was like, "What the heck? It wraps so soon? That was fast. They don't usually go that fast." Guys, it's 10 episodes. Did you forget?
Yeah, 10, 20-minute episodes.
But getting back to Lightning Collection news for just a second, there was a big press event in Latin America this year, and Hasbro showed a new logo for the Zord Ascension project that basically implies they're working on a White Tiger Zord.
I mean, I like that Zord, but also, I mean, that's kind of a downgrade when we just went to space.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. I want to be excited because that is, like, probably my favorite Zord from all of MMPR, and, like, it feels very appropriate to do that as, like, a tribute project with JDF's passing having just happened. But, like, man, you just went to space. You just announced the In-Space Megazord. Why are you going back to Mighty Morphin?
I'm still curious, like, if are they gonna do Delta next? Because we already have, or is the Delta gonna, like, have the same thing as the Dragon Zord, where it just kind of shadow dropped?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because
I hope to God this doesn't become a pattern of, like, here's a really cool random thing and then back to the MMPR safe zone. Like, I know that's how Transformers does it, and that's how that franchise has stayed alive for a really long time. So Hasbro probably wants to apply that formula to other franchises. But, like, God damn it, dude.
Actually, like freaking, if you don't mind me, because I was curious, because you said like earlier on Twitter you weren't really happy with this year of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Can you like elaborate on that? Like,
Oh yeah, so and this will be coming out in a couple weeks. I've been prepping for Snowcone and I are going to be doing another top 10 toys we picked up this year. And I was just kind of going through the list because I do keep track. I have a Google Doc of everything I bought this year. And I was just looking at it and it's like, I did not get a lot of Lightning Collection this year. And what I did get was extremely mid. Like, there's nothing that I was like, this is outright bad, but there's just nothing that really excited me. Like, I even said in that thread, like, oh yeah, Phantom Ranger's cool, but that's mostly like hype I built up over the fact of it's an action figure of my friend, which it really isn't. He plays him in a fan film that he made, but like still, that was fun for me. And then I went and looked at the actual list because I made that thread while I was thinking about getting ready for it and just trying to get in the right headspace. I went and looked at that list. I bought Phantom Ranger last year. Ooh. I didn't buy him this year. I bought him like in December, I think. But of the figures I did get this year, the only ones that really stick out to me are Dino Thunder or Dino Fury Red and SPD A Squad Red. And like, those figures aren't bad. They're pretty good for what they are. And I mean, like, they're way better than anything Bandai's ever given us. But like, for the Lightning Collection, they just don't really stand out. It's just like, yes, this is a figure of this suit design with all the standard articulation, and it comes with exactly the stuff that it needs to in order to be passable. There's nothing exciting that I got this year, and that's probably partially on me. I still haven't gotten a few figures that I wanted. Like I passed on a lot of stuff this year because of budget reasons. And I still don't have Kira, even though she's been out for like a month now. And I didn't get any monsters this year, and the monsters are admittedly some of the most impressive figures in the line. But like, I don't know, man. Like the Lightning Collection is a good line. It has a lot of small, middling problems, but like last year, the only figure that made it onto my actual list was SPD Green because it was SPD Green, my favorite Power Ranger from when I was a kid. And this year, there's just nothing that I'm like, oh yeah, that has to be on the list. Like, no Lightning Collection figure even made the short list. But like a few other Power Rangers things that were vintage that I got did. But I don't want to say if they made the actual list or not just yet. Wait for that podcast to come out.
Yeah, I mean, like for the kids line, into Dino Fury line, I think I'm happy with like three figures, but that's mainly because I like those characters. I got like Zato Max Mode, the Henchman. The Dino Fury Green one, I'm a bit mixed on, mainly because of the arm piece, and like Void King, I really like, but mainly because I like that character in that suit. So, but yeah, it's kind of been like a breather, kind of a smaller, like a bit low key or for the Power Rangers toy line. Hopefully next year with the 30th anniversary to start picking it up a bit. Sorry for making you go on that rant. I'm just really like curious.
Oh no, it's fine. It's definitely something that's worthy of being on the podcast.
Yeah, I was just like, I need that, and also that could provide good podcast content.
Hey, do it for the content, boys.
Yeah, speaking of content, Power Rangers 30th anniversary has a title.
Yeah, Once and Always was revealed by the Power Scoop, which, yeah, that works. That's fine. It seems maybe a bit glorifying of MMPR itself, but like it's specifically an MMPR 30th anniversary special, so and I mean it works without just reusing the title Once a Ranger, Always a Ranger, which I think is what they were going for.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this is. They call it a feature on like the freaking production like thing here. I'm not sure what the frick is the like what the hell is like how is this gonna be like labeled? Is this just gonna be like a special part of Cosmic Fury's Netflix listing? Will this just be a movie? Will freaking like go on the MMPR Netflix page as like a freaking one-off? I don't know.
I think it's going to be like Clash of the Red Rangers was on Netflix, where that was like its own little special thing.
Yeah, it'll be like 50.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be a double-length episode. I've thought that since it was announced, but like as far as like Netflix listing, because remember Samurai was super weird on Netflix back in the day because you had Samurai, you had Super Samurai, then all the holiday specials were their own listing, and Clash of the Red Rangers was its own listing. And I think it's going to be like a similar case here, where like they're going to drop the MMPR 30th anniversary special as its own listing, and Cosmic Fury will come out as its own listing.
Yeah. Which I'm okay with. That's pretty good. And we got a nice photo of the cast for the special.
Yeah. It looks like they're having a good time, and I'm assuming they're wearing clothes that they wear in the episode. And if that's the case, I kind of love that Kat is wearing like some live, laugh, love Karen Gore bullshit.
Yeah, that's good. I think this is just like in product, like they're about to head out for the day, or they just got in for the day and they're about to wear prop clothes. I think. But, like, well, what you gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, I have met Catherine Sutherland at a convention, and she does strike me as the kind of person who would wear that stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, it's like it's nice to just. It's like it's probably the most excited I've been for an MMPR thing since Go-Go Power Rangers, the comic book, ended. So that's a good sign.
I mean, if anything, we're going to get new footage of David Yost as Billy. I'm still super jazzed about that.
And that fight choreography is going to be really good. Like, that's my favorite thing about, like,
and if we get out of suit fights with these actors at that age, that could be really cool.
Yeah, I was more thinking, like, in suit, because I just think the Dino Fury stunt team from this had just been kicking it out of the park, and they're working on the specials. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, but yeah, like you.
Oh man, that's so fun. Do we know who's directing this?
Oh yes, actually, let me pull up the link. It was. I mean, like all the directors for Dino Fury have been. So I just assumed it was, like, a general like. Charlie Haskell.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's been working on Power Rangers pretty much since the Neo Saban era kicked off.
Yeah.
And he's not a bad director.
I in general, like the vibe, like the choreography, people are getting better at it.
I was low-key hoping, like, the reason I asked is I was thinking, like, if we didn't know, could we figure out, does production schedules line up? Could Koichi have done this?
That would have been good, but yeah, I don't like. I think he's too busy doing.
I don't think Koichi has directed any Power Rangers since the Legendary Battle. I could be wrong about that.
Title charge Stockfoot also.
Yeah, but like that doesn't count. Yeah. That's Kyoryuger.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the new episodes already. Yeah,
let's do this.
All right. Ultraman Decker, episode 21, The Price of Prosperity. This was a weird but fun episode.
Decker's fallen off a bit.
Yeah, I don't think it's as solid as this final. It's kind of dragging its feet getting to the final arc a bit. I will say this. The first, I want to say 10-15 minutes of this episode is like good getting us into final arc stuff. And then the entire fucking episode just grounds to a halt so we can go like, look, Dinah's here. It's Dinah, everybody. Aren't you excited to see an empty suit? Yeah, I don't get what. I'm not sure if it's to keep continuity or connections of Trigger. Or if...
No. Here's the thing. This completely fucks up the continuity from Trigger. I checked. Because Trigger is pre-established as being in a different universe from Tiga, and this is a direct sequel to Trigger. Tiga and Dinah are in the same universe, but when Dinah shows up here, everybody acts like they know who this Ultraman is. They're like, oh my god, it's that Ultraman. But they should have no way of knowing who this guy is. He doesn't... he looks a little bit like Decker, but you could tell them apart.
Wait, no. Was Trigger and Tiga? Sorry.
No, it's a separate universe. Remember the old man, the sponsor man?
I'm not sure. Maybe they learned more about Ultras and because Trigger and Decker have a time skip. But I mean,
fucking doubt it, dude. I think somebody just made a huge continuity error.
To me, I think it's like they were just like Ultraman because nobody said Dinah, did they?
No, they said it like it's that Ultraman.
Well, I think they were just like, wait, another Ultraman? Because they never really saw. That's how it struck to me.
Well, like, there's this... No, dude, they saw Trigger. Trigger has been in this show.
Well, like, this is a new Ultra design. They've seen Trigger, but they're like, wait, this is new, you know?
But they know other Ultramen can be a fan. I thought you were implying they'd never seen another Ultraman besides Decker, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, like, they seem to have this reverence for him, and I'm like, that doesn't fucking line up. I've got your number, you bitches.
I think it's just the general, like, oh, hey, look, it's the freaking guy. I will say the suit acting they did for Dinah was way more personality and fit with, like, what I know about Dinah than the T.
Oh, yeah, the few clips I've seen of Dinah, it does match up with that show, but it's also just, it's fucking weird because the face actor never shows up. Dinah never like actually talks to him. There's like a weird pseudo communication moment, and also like the whole episode is built around the fucking Decker Guts team working together to take down this new monster.
It kind of hijacks the episode. It's weird.
Yeah, he just shows up and he's like, I'm the star of the show now because Decker's transformation device randomly isn't working. And then, like, it's explained later that it wasn't working because he couldn't make up his mind? And I'm like, I thought we got over this shit.
Well, it's like the guy was, like, he was kind of egging him on. Freaking, like, the villain, the villain professor was like, hey.
Yeah, that guy, like, I don't want to get too upset because this is I hate using this excuse, but it is a kid's show. But at the same time, that guy was such a cartoonishly evil capitalistic dickhead.
Like, he's a fun one. I don't care. But yeah, this was like a fine. It's kind of gonna be like, besides the Dino thing, it was a bit forgettable.
I don't know. I will say I liked all the interaction between the Guts team. I liked how serious they were taking this new threat and how it was like, oh, this is unprecedented. What are we gonna do? And then even Agamis shows up and he's like, see, this fucking proves me right, you shitter. Or fucking, you can't win. You're gonna fuck everything up. Your people killed my people. And it seems like we're gonna get more of that next week.
Yeah.
So that was all interesting. It's just, I didn't particularly care for stock plot, Pollution Man, or Dinah showing up to hijack the episode.
Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of hijack, frickin' the Revice Hyper Battle Video 2 came out of nowhere. It's a Hyper Battle Video, The Secret Power of Secondary. What did you think?
This was fucking weird, man.
I mean, it's a Hyper Battle Video. What did you expect?
I wasn't expecting, like, cinema, but, like, I don't know. Somehow I just didn't get that it would be this fucking awe. Like, this feels like an old net movie.
I think that's kind of the point, like, but like, it's supposed to be, it's a lot of funny dialogue interactions. Honestly, that's good. I like when the characters are just allowed to go off and just be funny. And like, there's basically, most of this episode, Hyper Battle Video, is just debating who's the secondary writer of Revice, who can use the stamp that we need, and then the freaking ending gag of all the Georges.
Yeah, that's one thing I will give this episode. I got a new George reaction image this week, and I didn't think that was ever going to happen again, so that made me happy.
We're probably gonna get one of the.
It's possible, but just like I'm sending it to Buster right now. Look at this gloriousness.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, this is just. It was like George's actor hamming it up, and just like it.
And I guess it was kind of cool to see what the guy who makes Televicoon looks like.
Yeah, like it was nice cameo. That was a cute cameo, and freaking him just going like, "Wait, this isn't the primary writer. How we're supposed to advertise it?" That was a cute meta commentary. Like, also I I think I was down on this shit when I first saw it, but I actually really like this for the Hyper Battle Video. It's really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and really good use of Showa-isms, like all the little sound effects they brought back, because you hear the transformation sounds all the time in Rider, and like the loud screech.
Yeah.
But like those punch sound effects, I've only ever heard those in the original Kamen Riders, so that was cool to hear those again.
Yeah, it was a solid, funny side thing. If you want to go check it out, I'm not gonna stop you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Geats.
Yeah.
Kamen Rider Geats, episode 14, Stratagem 5, Glare of Rain. This was a good episode.
So it was pretty good?
Yeah, it was good.
This is probably the best episode this week, I'd say.
Unbritter's kind of giving it stiff competition, but I'll talk about
it later. Yeah, Punk Jack's character, man. Yeah. I did not expect to sympathize with him this much.
Yeah, like, the dude is like, I have no desire. Like, I do not care. I just want to work. I just feel like
But, like, at one point, he wanted to be a musician. This man had a life and dreams. And then his fucking grandpa was like, bitch, you ain't making money, get to work.
Yeah.
And now he's just a fucking he's just a fucking slave to the game master. And he gets in his entire shit wrecked by the end of this episode.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, like, that freaking character toward. And also, like, I mean, it was nice to see some battles in between. The battle, like, the Tycoon, Nago, and Buffa thing, they're just kind of vibing and just fighting.
Yeah, Tycoon got to win a round. Good for him.
Yeah, get the what was the thing called? The Sudden Sword.
The Twin Command.
Twin Command. Got to use Twin Command. That's cool. And but like the Geats and like the Geats and Punk Jack stuff was like the best part of the episode. And then like I don't like.
I did like Nago having her whole like.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Are we gonna be able to win without Geats carrying us? That was cool.
Yeah.
That's like that's a legit thing people would think about in this situation.
Yeah, like Geats has kind of carried us, like his motivation and his just style has carried us throughout, and it's like, oh, like with that god, can we still win? And then
Buffa has just the most perfect reaction for his character, and he's like, "No, we'll be fine. Just get good."
get good. Oh, God, Buffa, that darn Buffa. Also, speaking of Nago, the two assistants that the American, Western, how do we put this? The two non-Asian
The
guys.
fucking Baka Gaijins.
I don't like saying that. The two non-Asian, they used to be Kamen Riders, so technically Tom Constantine is a Kamen Rider, and also
No, he's not technically. Dude's a fucking Kamen Rider. There's a scene of him going to transform and shouting Henshin. It's canon.
Yeah,
now.
although like people are speculating that like these two might be like mooks for Glare because of like some like
Yeah, because if you look at the scan, there's two riders we've never seen before being controlled by Glare, and like it's a little too blurry to tell. But the ID cores they find in this episode that are theirs, those might be the ones in those belts.
well, like that just makes sense for us, but like also but that's gonna be fun.
My man, I hope we at least get to see their original helmets once.
We probably will. I hope.
Like let's get my man Tom a P Bandai exclusive of himself.
Yeah. That would be nice. Yeah. So shout out to them. Those are like big fans of the show that got to be technically every person who works on Kamen Rider is a fan, but like like fans that people know on Twitter. This is what I'm trying to say.
Western fans, they're like ascended fanboys now.
Yeah. So that's neat. And the freaking ending of this episode, I will say, despite the P Bandai shit, Glare is really cool. Way cooler than I initially thought.
That suit looks so much better in motion.
Yeah, and this freaking Henshin where he takes off one of his gloves and then like precisely takes the freaking card like to make sure that his glove it doesn't get too dirty. That's like whoa, you know? That's.
I also like that Geats like I was fucking right. Geats knew it was him the whole time.
Yeah, he's like I knew it. Like it shows that he's not like an idiot or like it's not like he's not treating the audience like idiots.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what's up.
He didn't know, but he had suspicions, and he asked Haya Punk Jack. He's like, "Hey, who's the game master?" And he's like, "Oh, come on, man, you know, I know, you know. You're just asking to get confirmation." And he's like, "Fuck, you're right." And then when game master shows up, he's like, "So what's up, bitch? I know your name."
Yeah. So his introduction, and then freaking, I think Punk Jack is forever controlled, like until I wonder what's gonna happen with him because technically Geats loses in this episode and gets retired, and now he has like.
Oh, dude, this is going back a minute, but I just had an incredible realization.
What?
Do you know what Tom Constantine's character's name is?
John.
John.
Yeah.
We literally have John Kamen Rider now.
Epic. But yeah, Geats technically loses. That's a big whoa. I mean, we know he's gonna get back.
Yeah, he gets retired, but it seems like he's still got his memories in the preview.
No, I think he's like I think he lost his memories from the looks of it. He's just kind of like, what's happening? You know, because the final boss. It's like.
Mm-hmm. But like, here's the thing, and I hope they address this in some way, because I think it might be a bit of a plot hole. One of Geats' wishes was to keep playing the Desire Grand Prix until he dies. He didn't die, he got retired, so he should still technically come back in the next round. You didn't get rid of him, Game Master.
Okay, well, consider this. Maybe, because wasn't that wish with the wish that he wanted to see his mom again? What if that...
No, that was like his first wish, dude.
Okay.
Because remember, he tried to write the mom wish, it didn't work, and then, like, when we saw that stack of wishes, was like the one at the bottom.
I thought the mom wish was with the stack, never mind. Because I thought those were rejected.
No. Surumi was like, look at all the wishes he's been making. What the fuck is up with this dude? And then Game Master started getting on his bullshit.
Yeah, okay. Well, like, maybe that's...
Also, we find out that his mom was a DGP navigator. She's fucking Surumi's predecessor, and she might still be working for the DGP.
Oh, that explains why, like, Ace and Surumi have kind of been butting heads, and why he feels like a familiar, like, bond with her. I hope they address that, like, in a significant way. That would be very interesting.
Oh, dude, I swear to God, if they pull a Star Wars, if she's actually his sister...
I mean, they don't really have romantic tension. It's more like a playful, like, hey, like you're like sisterly, like brother siblingly. Like I don't really see any romantic like tension from them. So I don't know.
It's more of an Aruto and an Izu, and less a fucking Tomari and Kiriko.
Yeah, solid episode of Geats. Excited. That's very excited to see where this like stratagem arc will end up because it's getting things are heating up. And apparently this is gonna be.
I want Kawa to win, and for that to be how Geats comes back next arc, and it to just cause a whole bunch of bullshit because all the other writers come back too.
Next episode won't be the final episode of the stratagem arc because we'll know when it's like says an end, I think, or like
it is the final boss, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of bullshit going on. So it's either the final episode of this arc or it's the penultimate.
It's probably the penultimate because remember, like each with the prologue in episode 9.
Well, how long is it?
Look it up on the wiki.
Oh, next week is the week before the episode before Christmas, and then Christmas is on a Sunday this year.
Yeah.
So Christmas might be the final of this arc, and we might get a big reveal there.
Yeah. If an episode ends with F, that's when because in Daybreak F, that was the end of that arc. Encounter F, that was the end of that. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like when an episode ends with F, that's when the DGP that's how we know a cycle's ending.
So hey, I called that Geats knew who Game Master was all along. I'm gonna go ahead and call it now. Fucking Stratagem F is Christmas Day.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be kind of a hype Christmas for all the kids. But yeah.
Yeah. That'd be like wake up and you go fuck Christmas, Kamen Rider.
Yeah. Oh, that would be.
But we got you the driver for I want to watch Kamen Rider.
Oh, that would be adorable. Speaking of watching things on Sunday morning, Avatar Ascended Dawn Brothers episode.
You want to talk about the soundtrack?
Oh, the soundtrack! Oh yeah, the Geats volumes are coming out of the soundtrack.
The first volume of the OST dropped this week,
to a lot
and
good.
I listened to the first 22 tracks. I think it's like 47 tracks.
Yeah, I specifically sought out the battle themes of the tracks. Yeah, that battle theme's just as good as in the show. Yeah, the freaking piano goes hard.
I had a real mixed experience because about the first 8 or 9 tracks, I really didn't like it. Like it sounded like it's Buster. I'm sorry to dig up this fucking wound, but it sounded like build music, and I really don't like build music. I think all of build's music sounds like generic YouTube library crap, and that's the vibe this soundtrack was giving me until like right at track 11, things picked up and it got really good. And the next 10 tracks were great.
Soundtrack. This is like day-to-day life, like music made for the day-to-day stuff, and like it like blends in during those scenes. But like when you actually get to the action music, that's when like the big like headliner tracks, you know?
But even the day-to-day life stuff should be interesting and have some stuff.
Yeah, like 01 had a good kick to with that.
01 had some good stuff, Drive had some good stuff. Hell, I'll even say Gaim had some good day-to-day life tracks. It's just like there's every once in a while there's a season where I'm like, what the fuck you doing with this stuff? This sounds like you were phoning it in. And like I'd say from what I've listened to, and I mean like I've listened to half of volume 1 of the OST, and like the first half of that half I thought sounded like that, and then it got good. And the good tracks were pretty good. Like, it's not the best writer score I've ever heard, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say, like, the battle theme's the big standout is, like, just because I just really like that battle theme, you know?
Mm-hmm. I was surprised how much I like the Yamato track. There's, like, a track that's specifically, like, Yamato approaching, and it's really, like, funky and weird.
Yeah, it fits the Yamato well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I've just been mostly listening to the battle track on loop because it's just I'm a picky.
Fair enough. It does sound. It sounds like it would be like good doing homework or working out music.
Yeah, it very much is like very motivating, especially the piano. The piano player who did that deserves a ring. They went hard.
Yeah.
Now Dawn Brothers.
Yes, now Dawn Brothers.
All right, Dawn Brothers, episode 40, Riding with Danger. This was hilarious and epic.
I'm concerned.
Concerned for like quality or concerned for like
I feel like in a way went like, oh, we're in the final arc, I need to turn things up a bit. I'm just gonna turn everything up a bit. So we're not only getting like twice the plot and informational shit, but we're getting like even more ridiculous goofy bullshit. And like it's good ridiculous goofy bullshit. Like Haruko's actor did great this week, but I was still just like, why is this the bulk of the episode?
the gag. It's for the gag. Do it for the gag. And also, I think this is like the last, like one of the last, because usually like in Sentai, I've noticed like when a character, like a younger character, does like something like about like adulthood, that's usually like the last one off of the show, and then they get into more like either like the more plot focused or just more like monster of the stuff, rather than just day to day. So I think. I mean that could be it. I could totally be talking out of my ass there. Like that's what usually I notice, But this was a great like driving episode. Like freaking Haruka's actress just knocked it out of the park, and the comedic.
The way they shot the driving too, like the actual in camera stuff with the car was really cool. Like I don't know about you, but I had a moment like halfway through this episode where I was like, where was this cinematography when Toei was making Kamen Rider Drive?
I can see that. Well, like Drive was like a specialized vehicle. This is just a regular ass vehicle.
But they're still driving it on an enclosed track.
True. But like also like Japan. Remember, Japan has a thing about custom vehicles. That's why Kamen Rider bike stuff is hard to come by.
Yeah.
But like, I was mostly invested in the Tsubasa Sonoi thing. Oh, the drama.
Yeah, that massive fucking Inoue trope that just got dropped in our laps.
I mean, like, they've been building, Tsubasa and Sonoi, they've been building with them for a while. This is kind of like the natural, like, next step of just, Sonoi's jealous of Tsubasa, and she's like, well, I am going to, tell you a lie, freaking, and also Don Murasame just, like, pops up, like, he's kind of been a wild card.
He's a fucking slasher villain this week.
Yeah, he's kind of a wild card throughout the whole show. But it's very interesting how like he's finally been like earned, or he got the trust of.
He's accepted a master.
Yeah, and like honestly, Tsubasa was probably the most deserved one, just because he needs a double and he needs a power up. This is the power up I kept saying was gonna happen at the beginning of the show. Yeah, but it'd be very interesting if if they freaking make like Inu, like they kind of like ditch the Inu brother CGI and Tsubasa transforms into Don Murasame from now on. That'll be like.
That would be knuckin' fun.
Yeah, that would be a cool way to use your toys. But yeah, and also, oh man, and also it's been a while, but they finally did like the ED playing in the ending that transitions to preview. They've been a while since they've done that. I really like what done that. So also,
yeah, that's nice. But also, like, there's a huge plot drop of like, what's her face, the White Cerebrand tells Tsubasa that if she uses the Ninjark sword to kill a bestial, that like it's the only thing that can actually kill them.
She was lying.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's fucking lying to him because she's trying to get Natsumi out of the way.
Yeah.
That's some devious shit.
Yeah. I mean, what a devious lass.
There's no way it can't not lead to heartbreak, but like, man, I'm fucking worried, and I'm still holding out for Don Bros before Don Hoes.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's gonna be heartbreak, but that will hopefully lead to bros. So.
And man, fucking Sonoi was a big old Don Ho this week.
100%. It was. Oh man, the freaking like scene at the diner, just very good. A lot of good tension and drama. And just freaking like Inu brother Beer's being beat up there, and just be like, I just need some food. I don't really care about love right now,
Yeah, and the fact that he's blind for most of the episode, like, that's a huge Inoue-ism. That man, the only way that could have been more Inoue is if that man fell in water and remembered some shit.
There was water, the rain, so that was.
Yeah, but I don't think she remembered anything. The only thing anybody remembered during that scene is, oh yeah, that actress is real pretty.
But yeah, good, funny, yet dramatic episode. This is like peak Don Brothers, like balancing like its comedy and drama. Very excited for Sonoi to learn the true meaning of Santa Claus, or like Sonoi to teach Don Momotaro the meaning of Santa Claus. That's gonna be really funny.
I hope to God next week is the last time we fuck around, because you have 8 episodes left after that, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like, because we already know Don Brothers is ending at 50. Episode 50, so it's. I mean, like, I think he can get to work. I hope. Maybe I would copium. If they freaking, like, wouldn't it be so funny if they pulled what Zenkaiger did, and, like, they'll do the first episode of the year is freaking, like, okay, it's a normal episode, or if they're just doing big dramatic episode, and a King Oger just hijacks it. That would be so funny. Like, speaking of things, I don't know. Maybe I did watch stuff this week, but I can't remember. Wait.
I don't remember you tweeting about anything.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I might have been too
if you didn't tweet about it, it's not
I've been-
real.
too busy reading and watching JoJo. Sorry about that.
You fucking
Yeah,
degenerate.
whatever. Talk about the Kamen Rider manga already.
All right, so I finished the Kamen Rider manga.
Yeah, was the ending as funny as I said?
Y'all were right. That ending is knuck and futz because the last chapter is a fucking time skip,
Oh,
and it's just and it's like it's not even clear how long in the future it is. It's just clearly a lot of time has passed, and now Hayato is hanging out with some sick kid that he befriended, and he has a crush on this kid's older sister, who I think is supposed to be the same age as him. I don't know. And then he's like, "Oh, there's some monster mashing afoot. I got to take care of that." And he runs into Taki Kazuya. They put Taki Kazuya in the manga in the last fucking chapter, and he's like a caricature of the guy from the show. And then they shut. By the way, fucking Hongo is only mentioned once in this chapter. What? He never even fucking talks to Hayato. He doesn't. It's like they just fucking turned off the communication circuit or something. There's no like actual presence of the character in this chapter. It's bizarre. But Taki and Hayato go and destroy a fucking shocker base that's said to be like one of the bigger ones, but they don't actually permanently defeat Shocker. It's just they took out a base that had a bunch of monster matches in it, and then they fucking go and rescue the kid who's been kidnapped. The sick kid got kidnapped, and they go and rescue him. And then they find out, like, oh, his sickness got a lot worse. By the way, his sickness is fucking leukemia that was passed down to him by his parents who were exposed to nuclear radiation when the fucking bombs dropped. And then the manga ends with this kid dying of leukemia in fucking Hongo Takeshi's basement.
So you didn't like it.
What? I'm going to say something that's going to get a lot of people mad at me right now. Like, I haven't already done that this episode.
Or every week.
This manga is a fucking mess. It is, like, extremely clear that it was just a rough cut for the show. And if I didn't know better, if this was like the only thing, if this was like my only exposure to Shotaro Ishinomori, I would be ready to say Shotaro Ishinomori is a hack fraud.
Whoa, I mean, Skullman.
Because like the art in this is consistently pretty good. This man is really good at drawing a bug man on a bike. But, like, the story is all over the fucking place.
I'm telling you, you need to read Skullman.
And it doesn't have an ending in a worse way that Decade doesn't have an ending.
Well, like, keep in mind, these were, like, promotional mangas meant to tie in with the... Like, these are just like, hey, like, the creator of the show, or, like, one of the creators of the show has a story, extra story to tell. Like, these were released inconsistently. These weren't released, like, traditionally, you know?
I mean, I know that, but I thought the final chapter would at least have some sort of like, hey, we beat Shocker, it's over, it's done kind of moment.
Well, like, probably just like...
I wasn't expecting Shakespeare here, okay? I wasn't expecting to read Hajime no Ippo, but I was expecting like a decent shonen manga with a beginning, middle, and end, and what I got was a fucking warped clip show of what I know of actual Kamen Rider.
There, but like, I probably just wasn't finished. It was probably like, I don't want to work on other stuff. So, yeah, because the show was going on, and that was like the main meat. So it's like,
oh yeah, the 1971 is like 90 episodes.
Yeah, that was like the main meats. So it's like, what, I mean, like that's doing well. Why do I need to make more promotional manga for it? Is probably what they were thinking.
And I mean, like, I don't mind shoving Hongo more into the background, because, like, that did happen in the actual show. People forget. Hayato Ichimonji is the main character of that show for, like, 80% of it. But it's just weird that in the final chapter, Hongo is, like, barely mentioned. And then they use his fucking house for the final scene, and it's super depressing, and it's a total non-ending.
Well, again, it probably wasn't intended to be an ending, but it kind of is the ending now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Translate Spirits in Black!
Yeah, I mean, we already have fan translations for that, but just do it officially so I can buy copies of them.
Let me go to Barnes & Noble and look at those on the shelf and be like, oh, wow.
Yeah, and like, I'm just saying, I'm going to be reading a lot of Kamen Rider manga for a project. I don't want to say what it is quite yet. But, so, I've read a bit of the Black manga, but mostly from Shotaro Shimori I've read is Skullman, but that's even, I think he just provided the scripts for that. He didn't really do the art. Yeah, but like Skullman's really good. I'd really recommend if you want like a good Shitari Shinomori story. And like, yeah, I think talk about the Inoue show now.
The Inoue show, guest starring the Jetman.
Yeah, you know, he's not like a main character. That would be really funny if it's just the writer of a show just is their main character, and it just
like that freaking that anime that's about what's his name, Ano's daily life.
I think those are just shorts. I think it's a drama that was about Ano's life. Anyway, talk about Jetman. How are you enjoying that? I think you're enjoying.
Jetman's pretty good. It feels very ahead of its time.
Yeah, I told you.
In its writing. Like, I wouldn't say it feels like a current Sentai show, but it feels like a late 2000s Sentai show. Like, I do agree with you, now that I've gotten deeper into it, that it's kind of shocking that Jew Ranger is right after this.
Yeah, like, it's just freaking, like, Jew Ranger feels older than Jetman, not gonna lie.
Yeah, like there is a lot of plot of the week here, but the plot of the week is always kind of interesting and different and playing around with the format. There's very few little Hiroshis, and the characters are always like slowly advancing, or you're seeing like a little new side to them. Like I just watched 2 of the episodes I watched today, because I actually got to watch 4 today, because today was the last day of finals, so work is going to really slow down from here on out. At least until next year. But one of the episodes I watched is the episode where everybody gets a hidden personality trait exposed, and we find out that that guy also has like a righteous child buried within him, and I'm like, that makes why he actually joined the team at the end of, it was either 3 or 4, make way more sense now, because he's just like, oh, that man, there's something about that man, and I'm like, you want to fuck him? What? But here, now that I've seen this episode, it's like, oh, he reminded you of the person you want to be, a fucker. Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of gayness going on. Also plenty of creeperness going on, because like Guy routinely hits on not only Kaori but Akko.
Hey, I forgot about that.
And I'm like,
I think I blanked that from my memory.
My dude, that is not okay.
I don't remember him hitting on Akko, but maybe that was like early.
It happens once right after he joins the team, and I think there's another instance in a random episode, but I can't remember. And speaking of Akko, she's gotten like the least amount of focus so far, and that's kind of annoying me, because like
an episode real soon. Don't worry.
Is it the cup noodle episode? I saw that episode today. That episode actually really annoyed me, because it spends way more time on a character of the week than it does her.
Fair. I mean, even then, she gets more episodes later, and she's honestly my favorite one. Of the Jetman, probably.
Hopefully, because like she's the next most interesting one to Ryu and Guy, in my opinion.
You get on the Ryu and Guy train. Yeah, see the ghoul,
Yeah, no, dude, they were interesting from the jump, because they're like perfectly ideologically opposed characters who have to work together.
But, like,
that's
I remember,
always interesting.
Like last week, you were like kind of concerned about that, but like no, you're fully on the train. You get the vision, you know.
Yeah, I see what's going on here. It's I'm still in the mind phase of like, okay, we gotta see how this plays out, but so far it's playing out well.
Yeah.
I also really liked the last episode I watched, which was episode 12, which is the frickin' murder bus episode. And people had told me about that episode before, and I was like, that sounds interesting. But like in practice, it is really fucking good. It's like such a different episode for Sentai, and I love it for that.
Well, bus episodes in the 90s, just realized.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was the decade that the movie Speed came out.
But, like, Speed didn't come out until like 95.
Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. Weird amount of marriage episodes right up front.
They're setting up. They're setting up the freaking love triangle stuff.
But like, there's one where Kaori almost gets married, then Ryu almost gets married, and fucking Raita almost got married today.
How do you feel about Raito, by the way?
I like him. He's gotten surprisingly more development than I thought he would get. I thought he was just going to be like a comedy relief character, but he actually seems like a pretty good boy, and I like him. And that like he doesn't, because in the first episode it seemed like he was also going to be going after Kaori a little bit, but they're kind of just buds now, and I dig that.
They're like they're the two inexperienced members, so they kind of like help each other out, like them. Yeah, I'm glad they dropped that because oh god, freaking two love triangles. No, mate.
Yeah, no, but I really enjoyed the episode where they kind of codified at like, yeah, Kaori is interested in Ryu, where she almost gets married and she has this whole thing about like, well, being a Jetman is fucking hard and I could just go be a housewife. And Ryu's like, no, we need you on the team and it would be much more rewarding for you to be a hero. And she's like, oh fuck, you're right. Ryu, you're awesome. I want your dick.
Yeah, freaking everyone wants
and
Ryu.
That just drives Guy crazy.
Everyone wants Ryu in this show.
We finally found the ending to the trilogy. There's everybody loves Raymond, everybody hates Chris, and everybody wants Ryu.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm glad you enjoyed Jetman. Hope you enjoy more of it as you continue. So it seems like you're gonna do like 10 episodes a week.
I'm roughly. I'm just trying to. I was trying to do 2 episodes a day, but now that classes are over, I have a lot of like extra stuff that I can't get to when classes are going on that I got to do tomorrow and maybe also Wednesday. But rest of this week and probably into next week, I might be able to just go into work and sit down in my office and watch Jetman for 8 hours straight. So we'll see. I might finish this show before the end of the year.
Yeah, I was gonna ask December, but I'm like, yeah, that's a bit too soon.
I mean, like. Okay, so tomorrow I'm definitely going to be busy all day. Some of that work might overflow into Wednesday. Thursday, I don't think there will be a whole lot for me to do aside from clean the bathrooms at the end of the day. And then Friday, I'm actually leaving early because I have a doctor's appointment. I don't think I have to work until the 22nd. The 23rd is my first day off of winter vacation. But, like, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot for me to do.
Epic.
So I could kind of... Like I said, I could kind of just go into work and watch Jetman if I want to, and there's nothing crazy going on that needs my help. So I'm not making a promise, but it's a possibility I could finish Jetman before the end of the year.
I'll give you until January.
Hey,
end of January.
You're such a generous pal.
Yeah. Also, like, I know you said you want Order. Kamen Rider Sentai is next an Ultraman?
No, Ultraman would have been before Kamen Rider. Next is Metal Heroes.
Ooh, okay. I'll get into Metal Heroes and freaking bug you to watch one of those shows.
So we'll see what's going on with all that. But in the meantime, the podcast is over, everybody. So Buster, what can they go see that you've got going on?
Buster, not anymore. Copyright.
No.
Yeah, True Buster. I recently released a Taisei Kamen Rider video that's like 3 hours long. Covers every show plus Amazon's. Doesn't cover the first and the next because screw you, I'm covering that whenever I get the show. I feel like that would just morph it and show up. But anyway, that video is almost at 700 views, but you can get to even more views. You get the channel back up to where it used to be by subscribing to the True Buster. Just a lot of backlog there. I'm taking a break from videos currently, but that doesn't mean I'm stopping working. I got fires cooking. I'm cooking. Don't worry, guys. I'm cooking. What am I cooking? You'll find out next year. So yeah, go subscribe there. And also have a Tumblr and Twitter. And also have a Throne if you want to give me anything for the holidays.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What are you doing, mister?
Hey, I'm the Vacuuminator. I make video essays about tokusatsu. You can find me at youtube.com/the Vacuuminator. I'm also on Twitter until that site implodes. That's at the Vacuuminator. I'm on Tumblr for when that site implodes. That's tumblr.com/the Vacuuminator. And I'm on Instagram posting action figure photography on the daily at @the_Vacuuminator. And I also have a phone list too, but I forgot what the exact link to it is. So you can probably find it for one of those accounts I just said.
/you, the Vacuuminator.
Oh my god, you know my shit better than I do.
I literally
buddy.
Just like...
Are you buying me something else?
I'm not gonna buy you something else. I'm just checking for...
Okay, I was gonna say, Buster is the only person who's bought anything off of it so far, and he's bought me 2 things in the last 3 days.
I was literally doing Christmas shopping for like other people, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll get you.
I haven't even gotten you anything yet. Slow your frickin' roll. Thank you. I do appreciate it. But yeah, folks, I think that's it for this week in Tokusatsu. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here next week for whatever happens that week in Tokusatsu.